We have with us today Jaya Bachchan ji. Most of us have seen her films, but this is the first time we've got an opportunity to interact with you. I think this is the first time you've been here at the Express.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, Jaya ji is one of the finest actors of our times and a parliamentarian. She made her debut when she was just 13 in Satyajit Ray's Mahanagar. But Hindi film audiences saw her first in Buddi in 1971. And it was a role that she established her instantly for the great spontaneity and freshness and naturalness that she got, and thereafter to every role that she played. The 70s were truly a decade that belonged to her, I think. She collaborated frequently with Rishikesh Mukherjee in Buddi, Bawarchi, Abhiman, and of course with Gulzar Sahab in Parichay and Koshish. We didn't see Jaya ji for a long time, and I think many of us were really disappointed for nearly 18 years, I think, till you came back with Govind Nihalani's Rajya Sabha MP, mine, 1998, I think.
No,
and then
97.
97? And
yeah,
then of course
97, 98. Yeah.
Then of course in Karan Jauhar's Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum and Kal Ho Na Ho. Jaya ji is also a parliamentarian. She has been re-elected to the Rajya Sabha from the Samajwadi party for a record 4th time now, I think. And we've heard her in the House speaking often. She's been very vocal about women's and children's issues. And hers.
I don't think it's only women and children.
Farmers also, but I think.
I just feel very strongly about human dignity, be it a woman, a man, or a child.
Yeah.
But the minute that's compromised, it sort of gets to me.
So, welcome to the Indian Express, Jaya ji.
Sorry for jumping the.
No, not at all. Welcome the intervention. And Jaya ji, I wanted to ask you, you straddle these two very different worlds and two different cities. The world of cinema and the political world, and Mumbai and Delhi. So, if you could just talk a bit about that, how far removed are these two worlds from each other and these two cities from each other? And which do you find more challenging to navigate?
Delhi, of course. Let me tell you, I'm the daughter of a journalist. My father was a political reporter, and I have grown up in that environment, so I have been surrounded by news and awareness about things, of course, concerns about things, and that was young India. So for me, it is not politics. It was it's like a normal life, I mean, when you are a young child or when you're a young person, you grow up in a certain environment and you are aware of things. And probably I was a little more aware being the daughter of a journalist. And I mean, we made it a point to read the press notes that used to be dropped at our doorsteps every day, 2 or 3 times a day almost, which sometimes my father used to cut and keep as paper napkins, because they were great blotters, so anything oily that you ate, you could really. And he used to make us read the papers and talk about things, discuss about things. So for me, it was not politics, it was just being aware of the country you're living in and the requirements of the country, the growth and people. Then I was with my husband when he fought the election in 1984-85 from Allahabad, and I really sort of did door-to-door campaigning. And I don't think those days people did a lot of door-to-door campaigning, but I mean, I was very well guided. But and I think it all went off very well. And then after he became a member of parliament, I did look after his office and a lot of his constituency people I knew personally. I mean, I had a rapport and it just came to me very naturally. Then he resigned, again we went away. So my life has been like a yo-yo between the film industry and the political world. And then Of course, I got the opportunity to get into Rajya Sabha, and it was very kind of Mulayam Singh ji to have given me the opportunity, and it was actually Mr. Amar Singh who introduced me to Samajwadi party, and he thought that I would be a good person to be in this party, and that's how it all continued, and so it's been 12 years now.
What do you think is the reason that Amitabh ji left politics in disgust very soon, and you have been such a success despite many people trying to keep you down with the office of prophet and other issues, your party, you know, being in a turmoil.
When people try to get me down, I know how to emerge, fight back. I'm a woman.
So what
Women
would you
know how
say-
to survive.
So how have you survived all these years in politics? Even recently getting this Rajya Sabha ticket was something, the man who didn't get it was a bit cheesed off. So how do you manage it? But it's quite...
You call that cheesed off? That was more than cheesed off. See, when Amitji joined the Congress party, and he did it on a very emotional level. Being actors, you know, you're a little more sensitive than, I suppose, all artists. It's not only actors. And but very soon after getting into this whole thing, he was not happy. In between, he wanted to leave. He said, I can't do this. It's not my style. I can't live like this. I can't speak like this. But he was never comfortable because he's otherwise a very private person. And when you are in two public lives, like in cinema and in politics, your life is so exposed, and he couldn't handle it. Then he couldn't handle all the behind the screen or behind the backdrop that goes on in politics. I think he felt a little more vulnerable. And he decided that he couldn't do it any further, and he left. But
And what was the reason for your managing to?
Well, the first time that I faced some kind of a problem, of course I have faced criticism before, political criticism, but I didn't have to personally handle it. But this was something that I had to personally handle, and I must say that I got great support from a lot of people, and primarily somebody like Amar Singh, who really sort of stood by me and said, don't worry, we'll take care. And it just worked out, and I stuck on, and within a month I was back in Parliament. So I don't know, maybe I have a thicker skin, I don't know.
Ma'am, if I could take you back a bit.
Yes.
I think you were in one of the early batches of the Film and Television Institute in FTI in Pune.
Not really, but
But the earlier,
Yes, yes.
if you could talk, because I've heard you before speaking very fondly of FTI.
oh, absolutely. That is one organization I'm completely dedicated to, and I feel very, very strongly about it, and I feel and I wish I could do a lot more for the institute, but
But could you talk a bit about your days there? I think one of the scenes in your film Goody was set there, and I think
my first shot in Goody was done there. That's a request I made, and I told Rishikesh Mukherjee that I'd be so happy. So he said, yes, why not? And we just did the first shot of the film in the institute. I have great fond memories of the institute. They were some of my best years of my life. And what I have gained from the institute, and especially my professor, Roshan Taneja, I'll be indebted to them till the day I die. I think I got everything from there, and I grew as a human being, and the training was just fabulous.
And you're still in touch with some of your batchmates there?
Oh yes, we have an organization called Grafty. These are the ex-students of the institute who have like a little, and we do things together for the students at the moment in the institute, in campus, and help each other whenever we can. We meet once in a while. Yes, I did speak to the concerned people at that time, but obviously they were not so concerned. I was also very upset, like the other students. There were certain things that was being done to the institute, it was very wrong.
Jayaji, you have a successful career in the film industry and you joined the politics. In 2000, I believe, the first time you entered the Rajya Sabha in 2004. And now you are going to get the fourth consecutive term. So my question is, what inspires you to continue in politics at that time?
What inspires me? What inspires me is to see a better future for the younger generation, and hopefully I can contribute a little bit there. They need a better life, they need a better country, they need better support. We got it when we were young, and I felt that in between it was lacking. And if people like me who have managed to achieve a lot in their own profession, if they can come and contribute, it will be of great help. The things must change. The country must go into the hands of younger people. I feel that very strongly because their vision is very different. They're thinking more internationally, they're thinking more progressively, and I support that wholeheartedly, and that's what I want to see, and that's what I hope the country becomes, and that's my inspiration.
You have been associated with Samajwadi party for a long time now.
12 saal.
What difference you find in the party in two different leadership of Mulayam Singh and Akhilesh?
See, Mulayam Singh ji was the founder of the party. His vision was very different, and I think Akhilesh is taken on from there, and he's a very progressive boy, and he's young, his thinking is different, but I think what he has not lost is the old tradition and values of his father. He's a very humble, always smiling, you never see anything bothering him at the worst times, which is a quality that Mulayam Singh ji had also. And I think it's a step forward. It's a step forward, which should happen. And this young boy has shown his worth. He's managed to veer, and he's managed to get things together. I mean, he's managed to do the impossible. Today, I mean, for him to win Phulpur and Gorakhpur so well, I mean, it's a huge statement. He has matured. And I see hope for the younger generation in him. My 101% regard to Mulayam Singh ji. I mean, he's a very benevolent, very large-hearted man, and Akhilesh is also the same, and he is handling it in a more younger way, and he has 100% support from him. I have a very, very huge soft corner for this boy, and I see progress in him, and that is again another inspiration. So there is बहुत फर्क नहीं है, because the mango doesn't fall too far from the tree or the fruit. Sorry.
No, not at all. You have seen the BJP both in opposition and now running the government, and Dr. Manmohan Singh. How has Parliament and the conduct of Parliament changed in these years, do you think? And in which ways? For the better, for the worse, whatever. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't say better or worse. It would not be correct. It would be too premature for me to make such comments, and too condescending also.
But in what way has it changed?
I miss good debates. I miss good discussions. And I'm talking about the upper house. I'm not really talking about the lower house, because upper house is meant to be a house of elders, where we should have very mature discussions, where we should... I find less of that happening.
In Parliament, there's been a lot of talk now about gender is coming a big way now about actresses. Gender parity in the film industry as well now. It's coming in a big way about actresses not getting. No. I mean, the question is that the talk is there now about, say, equal pay for equal work.
Who's talking?
Kangana Ranaut has been talking. Kangana Ranaut has been saying a lot of things about this. Anushka as well. No, but what do you see? Do you see things actually changing at all in terms of the roles? In terms
You know, I'm the wrong person because when I came in, I worked on my terms. And wherever I felt that the female lead was not getting enough importance, in the script I didn't do it. I didn't mind playing a second fiddle to a man or a male character if it was, if there was a justification. Otherwise not. I think the only compromise I made was Zanjeer. Well, that's for a different reason, but so I'm the wrong person because it's easy to complain, but I think it's better to fight it.
Ma'am, we can just add to that. What about roles being written for women after a certain age? Men in the Hindi film industry still can. I mean, Mr. Bachchan is the only one that people are still writing roles, keeping him in mind. But what about women? Do you think it's changing even slowly, or?
I really don't have an answer for something like that. They should. I think they should write roles for matured people, older people. But it's not only in India, it's everywhere in the world. You see any filmmaking industry in the West, whether in USA or Europe, it's the same. There are very, very few subjects that are based on older people. And if they are, either they're in old people's home or they're some mentally deranged or they're senile, you know, not many interesting roles are written. I think women should write a little more. Maybe then things will change. Yes. Yes.
Kangana Ranaut's comments on Popular Karan about nepotism has started this whole debate.
Actually, you know, I haven't seen it.
I don't see how she said that people who are from the industry, they have a certain advantage.
People who are from
Children from the industry.
Oh, no.
So where do you stand? And for the outsider,
Grass on the other side is always greener. Please. I mean, you know, we came from a non-film background and I didn't have to struggle at all. I was lucky. I didn't have to struggle. My husband did struggle and my son is still struggling. So they have to struggle. The first film, maybe you can say that they get a break because they belong to the film industry. We never produced any film for our son, so I am the wrong person again. But it's not so. First film, maybe they get some kind of a consideration, but there are lots of sons of lots of film people who are still waiting. So it's not true.
Ma'am, in the wake of the Me Too and Time's Up movements,
in the wake of the Me Too and Time's Up movements, do you find the Me Too movement? Do you find the silence of the Hindi film industry disconcerting?
I don't know. I didn't face any of Me Too incidents in my life, so I mean, I've heard they say it's there, but I don't know. I've never seen it. I have not seen it. Maybe I worked with units which never sort of indulged in such activities or who didn't believe in, you know. I haven't seen it. I'm not aware of it. I mean, I'm not a witness to it, so it would be very wrong of me to say it is there.
How was the experience of working with a 13-year-old being asked by a brilliant director like that?
Interesting, you know, actually I didn't want to do the film. I was in a convent school and when this film was offered to me and I said, you know, when you're 13, at that time, I'm talking about the 60s, you know, Satyajit Ray made sense to you after the age of 15, 16. And in a Bengali home, maybe a little earlier because, you know, they tend to nurture all kinds of arts and crafts. So I knew, I had seen Pather Panchali, but you know, I saw it because my parents wanted me to see it. I was not very keen and I was very scared that the nuns would be very angry with me for acting in a film. And my father at that time said, he said, you know, when an opportunity knocks, open the door, because you never get it again. Not everybody gets it. And if you don't, you're a loser. And if you refuse this offer, you will see that you will carry on making such mistakes in life. There is a message in this, there's an opportunity, avail it. So I said, okay. I loved my father. I obeyed him. I thought that yes, what he was saying was right. And I thoroughly enjoyed.
How was he as well? I mean,
Oh, he was amazing. Just amazing. It's impossible. And I saw him, you know, I was like a child at that time, you know. Hamare waqt mein 13 was child. Now 13 is quite grown up. But I was running around the studio like a kid, and you know, I used to see how he was grooming other artists, what he was doing. Fortunately, you know, for me it was just so easy and so nice. I loved it.
I'm talking of children. You are also chairperson of the Children Film Society. If you could talk a bit about that. Also, ma'am, like in today's age, where you know kids are almost watching adult content, and there is so much to watch on different mediums. What is the future of children's film in India?
See, there is a future for children's film in India, but it doesn't. They don't need a children's film society. I think I have been saying this to the government for the last almost 12, 14 years, 15 years, saying that you can't, because either you put in enough money to compete with what the kids are now exposed to through television, through their mobiles and the PlayStations and whatever it is, or else don't have an organization. If there is an independent filmmaker who wants to do something for children, get it properly vetted and finance that. But don't have this children's film society, because nobody gets to see it and we don't even know what's going on.
In terms of sitcoms, television sitcoms, you also gave us Dekh Bhai Dekh, the all-time favorite. But then again, the sitcoms today are somehow, they've become too forced. They don't make us laugh. They're just there for the heck of it. So why don't...
It's like slipping over a banana.
Yeah. So why don't you give us a Dekh Bhai Dekh too? Maybe it'll bring back the old memories.
अब creative चीजें दोहराई थोड़ी जाती हैं. Cannot repeat creativity. It happened at that time. And
So why do you think today's sitcoms have become slipping on the banana types?
maybe you like banana, people slipping on banana peel. If you don't watch it. If you don't watch it, they won't make it. They are getting TRPs. I mean, I don't want to name programs. I really don't watch television. So I can't comment much on it because they're really regressive.
Are there any directors that you watch now? What are the kind of films?
You know, the last film that I saw was that some Tito Tutti, some marries to something. It was a bit strange in the beginning, but later on it was quite sweet actually, and very modern in a very different way. It was nice, but you know, I loved films like Masan. I thought it was so lovely. And but I like films which are a little different, you know, and which just don't cater to masses only.
Are there any actors that you kind of enjoy watching now?
No, I think they're all okay. No. There's a big joke in the industry, you know that. No? When a newcomer comes to act, the producer or the director says कि ठीक है आपका बेटा क्या क्या करता है, मतलब बहुत अच्छा घोड़ा चलाता है सर, और फाइटिंग भी बहुत अच्छा करता है, उसकी बॉडी देखिए और डांस देखिए, तो इसे एक्टिंग कब करता है, लोग वो कर लेगा. तो बिटवीन डांसिंग एंड फाइटिंग एंड बॉडी वो कहीं एक्टिंग कर लेगा. सो
If I can just take
Yes.
you, you know, you said you don't think there should be a children's film society.
No, I don't
By the same token, do you think we need a censor board? And given that there have been
No,
so
I'm totally against censors.
and the controversies, therefore, we've had what kind of role do you think you need? The kind of role do you think that Shyam Benegal is right, that you should just be playing a certification?
Yes, I think that you have to also leave it to creative minds to decide whether they should be making films which need to be watched by a certain age group. You have parental guidance, you have adults, you have whatever. What is the other one that is called? Universal or whatever. And I think you should leave it to that. And if the film is really bad and objectionable, people shouldn't see it. You cannot today sit down and judge what people should see and what people shouldn't see and what is right and what is wrong. I think it's very wrong. I've always been against censorship.
To come back to politics, you know, I believe Mamta Banerjee was very keen that you be nominated to the Rajya Sabha from her party, and Akhilesh asked her not to do that.
No, it was not like that. It was not like that. I mean, of course, she's a very close friend, and you know, I mean, I know that if I didn't get nominated by Samajwadi, I'm sure she would have offered this thing, but I didn't want to leave Samajwadi party for anything, or not that she officially asked me for anything. मजाक में बात कर लिया, but nothing serious. Hi.
Do you think in today's times the freedom of expression and artistic freedom is being threatened, say as could be seen during the release of Padmavat? What are your views on that perhaps?
You know, this is a very tricky question. बोलूं भी तो फंस जाऊंगी, नहीं बोलूं तब भी फंस जाऊंगी. It's no, I don't think it's threatened. I don't know who helped whom. The film made a lot of money.
Does that imply that this was pre-planned?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But the film made a... No, I have not. I have not yet seen it. I haven't had the time. I mean, I love Sanjay's work. I think he's got a fantastic aesthetic sense. But I have been so busy here that once I go back... Though I did raise a little voice when the first time he got attacked, saying that, you know, you cannot do this. You cannot attack somebody who's creating something and say you can't do this. I did speak about it in Parliament.
But what it's like for you to be a woman in
Because when you first started, you know, there must have been a lot of skepticism because earlier film
They still do, because, you know, after 12 years, and even if I'm saying it myself, being so diligent, being so active, I may not be very vociferous because I feel it's waste of time shouting and screaming on wrong things. I only take up things when I feel very strongly about it. I'm still known as a film actor who's in Parliament, which is not fair, which is very unfair. And recently, a very senior minister said this. I'm not a representative. I'm very proud to be an actor. I'm very proud to be a person from film industry. But I'm not representing film industry. I'm representing Samajwadi party. And it upsets me that if I'm not given that recognition, I mean, that is not taking away from me being an actor or part of the film industry, but it's not nice. So that's again a very condescending attitude that, you know, other film actors don't attend Parliament, but she does. I mean, please. I mean, I don't want that comparison because I'm here representing a party. Hema Malini is representing a party. She is very regular. She comes to Lok Sabha. Kiran Kher is a representative of a party. She is very regular, very active. So I don't understand. Why this thing? Why can't film actors also? There are so many people from South who are in film, South Indian film industry who are in Parliament, from Odisha, from so many other states. Why do you not say anything about them? But that is something that I will handle in the coming 6 years.
You are a family of actors, ma'am. So do you talk shop at home?
Of course we do.
What's your dinner table?
No, not on the dinner table. No,
Yeah.
no. But otherwise we do. You know, if somebody's seen a good film, and then it's always Abhishek who says, you have to see this, it's fantastic, you have to see that. My husband only watches sports.
Yeah.
If he sits in front of it is very annoying, because I don't mind sports, but you know, if he does not have something which is live happening on television on sports, he will watch recorded stuff of 2 saal purana, 3 saal purana. That's a very boring thing for me. Father and son really sit, and so I have a different place for my television watching. I don't sit with them and watch television. Maybe she'll be a journalist.
Does Aishwarya miss being a full-time actress?
I don't think so. She's an obsessive mother. She's obsessed with that child. She doesn't leave that child alone for a second. Everything she wants to do. No, I don't think so. She works whenever she can. And I have seen this whole generation of mothers, young mothers are obsessive.
You weren't, I think.
No. I was always there, but I was not like them, you know. They want to bathe the child, they want to feed the child, they want to read the child, they want, you know. Oh, I mean, I've done it, but in moderation, these people, I've seen my daughter do the same. This one's, I mean, we have grown up falling and cutting the whole, nobody ever bothered. So, times change, things change. I suppose there are more insecurities in that way. You know, we all led a very protected life because we lived in joint families. There was always somebody around. Now, I mean, Aishwarya doesn't have much choice. I'm here. You know, of course her mother is there, but she's not there all the time. So, you know, today you don't have a joint family. So it's the mother has to take all the responsibility. So I think it's good.
Thank you so much for being here and
Yes.
sharing a journey with you.
Thank you very
all
much.
Our questions. I think Shailaja